Welcome to the group presentation on how to build a happier India by the National Action Party of G8. Our team members are Ruhi Rajpakulapati, Sri Teja Kaluri, Swarnendu Das, Shaunik Dheer and Abhijit Guha. The World Happiness Index is published annually by the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network. It analyzes data on the basis of various parameters and was first released in 2012. The World Happiness Index currently ranks 156 countries by the happiness levels and another 117 countries by the happiness levels of their immigrants. India's position on the World Happiness Index is not impressive, to say the least. India's ranking has been consistently slipping for the past 3 years. In 2016, when it was 118th, to 2017, when it slipped to 122nd, and in 2018, when it is now 133rd. Cities such as Chandigarh and Lucknow are among the happiest cities in the country, whereas cities such as Mumbai, Kolkata and Ahmedabad are amongst those because of which India lags behind. Finland currently tops the World Happiness Index. Economies similar to India, such as the BRIC nations of Brazil, Russia and South Africa, are also ahead of India, with Brazil at a respectable 28th position and Russia at 49th. Amongst India's neighbours, Pakistan, Bhutan and Sri Lanka are surprisingly ahead of India too, with Pakistan ranking at 75th and Sri Lanka at 116th positions, respectively. Amongst the countries to do worse off than India are Syria, Zimbabwe and Uganda, showing that India has a lot of scope to improve.
Now we'll talk about factors affecting the happiness index. Data is collected from people in over 150 countries. Each variable measured reveals a populated weighted average score on a scale running from 0 to 10 that is tracked over time and compared against other countries. Now these variables currently include trust, income, life expectancy, social support, freedom and generosity. Each country is also compared against a hypothetical nation called dystopia. Now dystopia represents the lowest national averages for each key variable. Let us look at the correlation of parameters with the happiness index. We find that 3 parameters to be highly correlated to the happiness index. These are GDP, social support and life expectancy. GDP correlates with 80%, social support with 75% and life expectancy with 78%. The other factors are freedom with a correlation of 54%, trust with a correlation of 41% and generosity with a correlation of 13%. We as a party are gearing our initiative towards these highly correlated parameters. We believe investing resources on this will improve the Indian ranking on the index in the coming years.
Looking into GDP, our party has 3-pronged approach to improve it. We plan to increase infrastructure spending to boost the economy, to improve the ease of doing business, and third, invest in skill development of the labor force. To improve the infrastructure spending, we want to implement the Sagarmala, the Bharatmala project and expedite the dedicated freight corridor. To improve the ease of doing business, we want to say India has already improved its ranking by 30 points to 100, but we can improve it further by digitizing the construction permits to remove the overheads, by reducing the bureaucratic red tape in starting a new business, and by modifying the labor laws. To invest in skill development of the labor force, since majority of India's labor force works in agricultural sector, we will conduct vocational trainings for these unskilled labor force and engage them in more skilled tasks like manufacturing. Our party plans to improve the social support first by improving healthcare, by investing in mental health care, and third by improving the ration card's efficiency. We want to increase the public spending up to 70% of GDP from current 30% to improve healthcare. This shall improve the public healthcare and treatment quality in public healthcare facilities. Coming to mental health care, currently India has only 43 mental hospitals for its 1.3 billion population. We plan to increase it by at least 200%. We also want to improve the awareness among public on mental health care issues through informational campaigns. To improve the ration card system, we want to cut down the corruption in free ration card schemes using an e-database and online verification to make it more accountable.
The next parameter in the happiness index is life expectancy. Life expectancy is directly correlated to the happiness index. The fact that the average Indian has a life expectancy that is 20% less than the world average is alarming. We believe that improving childcare and increasing healthcare budget as two broad initiatives to improve life expectancy. I will explain in detail about each of these two initiatives. First, improving childcare. Good health starts at a young age. 44% of the children under the age of 5 are underweight, and this in turn impacts the life expectancy as a child grows into an adult. The way we will tackle this problem is by increasing the funds for integrated child development services and thereby improve the quality of service. Now I'll talk about our second initiative, increasing the healthcare budget. Indian healthcare budget is still 1.2% of the GDP. Quality healthcare is still inaccessible to majority of the rural population. We will increase this budget to 2.5% of the GDP and improve the rural accessibility. The next parameter is trust. The average Indian trusts the government by 18% less than the world average. We want to improve the trust in our citizens by the following three initiatives. First, empowering citizens and establishing feedback channels. We will run campaigns to educate citizens on their rights about public services. We will establish feedback channels and grievance addressal systems to open two-way communication. Second, we will enforce e-governance. We commit ourselves to digitizing the various government office functions and integrate Aadhaar data to various services. Our third initiative, tougher laws. We will enforce laws that show no tolerance to corruption. The final parameter is freedom. Though as a country we fare better than the world, our citizens are still far from experiencing freedom to its fullest extent. There are two important initiatives we will take up as a part of this. Firstly, we want to improve the freedom of the press. We will modify the section 499 of the Indian Penal Code to protect the investigating journalists from being unfairly sued, and we will bring in laws for the protection of sources. We will also push for LGBT rights and ensure that our citizens have the freedom to express their sexuality.
In conclusion, what we from Group G8 want to tell you is, India, you have a big decision to make in the coming 2019 elections. Please get out and vote. Please make every vote count. Vote for a happy India. Vote for the National Action Party.